Hi guys, it's Leanna from Leanna's Nest. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing some DIYs for you inspired by the Disney movie Nutcracker in the Four Realms. I've always loved the Nutcracker ballet since I was a little girl, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to take my daughter to see it soon. However, in the meantime, we've both really enjoyed the Disney movie Nutcracker in the Four Realms, and I have created the decor for my daughter's room for Christmas, all inspired by that movie. So it's going to be Nutcracker Glam, and it'll also be a candy theme. But today we're just going to stick with the Nutcracker Glam DIYs. On another video, I'm going to do the candy and sweets DIYs. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my upcoming DIYs. And then I also will be doing a decorate with me for my daughter's room upcoming. So like I said, subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of that stuff. Now my overall theme for my house this Christmas is going to be Cozy Lodge Christmas. However, I do have several areas of my house that are going to be more whimsical. One of them is my daughter's room. It's just going to be the Nutcracker theme and very glam, because if you knew my daughter, she's a very glam girl. So hopefully you enjoy today's DIYs. If you do, please thumbs up it and comment below and tell me which one is your favorite and what DIYs you are looking forward to doing most this Christmas season. All right, keep watching.
So I wanted to show you guys the nutcrackers that I used as part of my inspiration. I have the nutcracker on the right, that's my glam nutcracker, and the nutcracker on the left that I call my candy nutcracker. And that's the theme that I'm going with. Now for DIY 1, I'm going to be using a wreath form that I got from the Dollar Tree. It is a 14-inch wreath form. I'm also going to be using two types of deco mesh. First, this white deco mesh, and then rose gold mesh ribbon. I'm going to use on top of that. And then I'm going to be using these ornaments that I picked up from the Dollar Tree and these nutcrackers I got from Walmart. I also will be using this ornament that's pretty cute with a nutcracker inside the ballet shoe. That's going to be in the center of my bow that I'm going to be making. And in the center of the wreath is going to be this ballerina. I'm going to be attaching everything to the wreath with these Chanel stems that I'm going to be cutting in half. I'm going to be attaching both mesh ribbons at the same time. They're going to be layered on top of each other, and I'm going to start by attaching them both to the middle two, I guess you would call them rungs of the wreath. Now I'm going to be only adding one layer around the wreath of deco mesh, but you could easily add two. And then if you added two, I would start with the outer two rungs and then go around the whole wreath form and then do it again on the inner two reforms. But I'm only doing the middle one, the middle section. I'm attaching this securely because I don't want it to slip out of place. I'm actually going to fold it over and put a dab of hot glue on it, also because I want the first section to be very secure.
I'm going to create a space of about 5 or 6 inches, and that's where I'm going to place my chenille stem and attach it to the wreath form. Once it's attached, I'm going to slide it down, creating the form that I'm looking for with the deco mesh. Then I will once again measure about 5 to 6 inches, attach the next chenille stem, and do the exact same. Once it's attached, I will slide it down and create another poof or swoop. I'm going to do that over and over again until I make my way all the way around the wreath form. I add 4 swoops for each section of the wreath form. Take my final swoop or loop or whatever you want to call it, and then I cut off the end, and then I attach the end securely to the frame. And that portion is complete. I will be attaching a bow to the bottom where the 2 sections come together. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to make a decent looking bow. I am no bow maker, so you can use my technique or lack thereof to create a bow for your project, or you can just watch a bow tutorial or something and do something better than mine. But this is the way that I'm going to be making this bow. I'm going to be making 4 loops total of 2 different ribbons. One is a deco mesh ribbon that I use to go around the wreath, and then other one is a glittery ribbon that's similar in color that I got from Target. So this is the glittery ribbon that I got from Target, and so I'm going to be cutting 2 equal size lengths for those 2 ribbon loops. I don't know if I'm explaining it clearly, but hopefully by seeing what I'm doing, you'll be able to make sense of how I am making my bow. I'm attaching the ends of each ribbon loop with hot glue just at the ends. Now I'm just going to layer the loops on top of each other, alternating the deco mesh with the other ribbon that I have. I'm going to make a tiny slit on both sides of the ribbon stack. And then I'm going to use my Chanel stem to wrap around the middle of the ribbon. I'm going to just tighten a little bit at first, adjust the ribbon to lay how I want it to, and then I will tighten it more later. So basically I want the ribbon to alternate so you're able to see each of the different designs of ribbon. I have to play with it quite a bit to get it to lay the way I want to, and each time I keep tightening the Chanel stem when I get it laid the right way. But it does take some patience because I keep moving it around until I can see all of the ribbons. And I'm going to place this polka dot ribbon I got from Target in the middle. It's going to cover the Chanel stem, and I'm just going to cut it to the length that I need it, and then I am going to hot glue it in the back. Mention it, and I'm not sure if it's clear, but the ends of the Chanel stems need to stay out because that is what I'm actually going to be using to attach the bow to the wreath. Now I'm going to be placing or attaching this cute little ornament to the back of the bow, and it's a process to get it to be secure. I'm going to be putting hot glue, overlapping the Chanel stems, hot gluing again, overlapping the Chanel stems again. So that everything is secure, and the ornament, which is pretty heavy, is not going to go anywhere. And then I'm ready to finally attach the bow to the bottom of my wreath where my two ends of deco mesh come together. Now it's time to attach my two nutcrackers. I am just going to use the Chanel stems to wrap them around the wreath form so that they stay in place. Now, a lot of ornaments have problems with the tops popping off, and I got these from the Dollar Tree. So just for extra security, I am hot gluing around the tops to make sure they don't pop off when I put the Chanel stems on them. Next, I'm going to hang the ballerina ornament in the top of the wreath. I'm going to tie her on, and then later on I will hot glue her so she does not slip around. But right now I'm just tying it, and then I'm cutting the Chanel stems in half to attach the ornaments to my wreath form. And finally, the Nutcracker Glam wreath is finished, and I like it a lot. Now, as I said before, you could put another layer of deco mesh, like go around the wreath twice, and it would cover up more of the form. But it's fine for me. This is why I got a gold wreath form, and this is the finished product. Okay, DIY 2 is what I call a Nutcracker faux cake. So I had this bright idea years ago that I was going to make cake card boxes for wedding and sell them on Etsy. It never happened, but this is one of my prototypes, and it was so pretty I didn't want to get rid of it. So I said I'm going to have a purpose for it someday, or know someone who is getting married, and now I have a purpose for it. I'm going to use it for this Nutcracker faux cake. I'm going to cover the opening in the box with this sparkly pink vinyl paper I got from Dollar Tree for $1. I wouldn't use it in my Cricut machine because it is really cheap and flimsy, but it works perfectly for this purpose. So I'm just going to hot glue it down on all the sides so that the opening is covered. Okay, so even though I covered the opening up in the inside, I'm going to be covering the outside with a bow that I'm going to be making. And once again, I am no expert bow maker. I'm going to be taking a deco mesh ribbon and covering it with my glittery pink ribbon. I'm going to be attaching them together on the ends with hot glue and making a loop with both of them together. Next, I'm going to be taking my glittery pink ribbon that I've had for several years, but I got it from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to layer this on top of the ribbon. So I'll be making a loop with that and hot gluing it to the back. Now I'm going to take this polka dot ribbon I also got from Target, and I'm going to make a second bow loop that is smaller than the first one to place on top of this bow loop.
And after I cut it, I just hot glue it down just like the other loop. Now I'm going to use this little skinny glittery ribbon, and I'm going to lay it across the front or just the middle of my bow and hot glue it in the back. When that is finished, I'm just going to lay it on top of the bow loops that I already made. I'm going to use a Chanel stem to tie all the pieces together and cinch the middle of the bow. So I want the bow cinched a little bit in the middle, but I don't want the ribbon to look folded. So I have to play around with it a little bit until I get it to lay the way that I want it to lay. I have this sparkly gold ribbon that I am gonna use for my center. I got this from Hobby Lobby. I'm just gonna hot glue the ends of it to the back of the bow and then wrap it around for a more finished look. Then I'm going to wrap just one last ribbon layer around the center. It's the same pink sparkly ribbon that I used on one of the other layers of the bow, and I'm just going to hot glue that in the back. Okay, so now that I have the top portion of my bow finished, I'm going to be creating tails of, I guess you would call them tails, to the bow in the same layers as the top part. So I'm going to cut 2 ribbons for each layer. And I start with trying to figure out how long I want my top layer ribbon to be. And as I mentioned, I just cut each other layer behind that a little bit longer so that you can see each of the ribbon's details. Now it's time to start assembling the different pieces. I am just hot gluing each ribbon piece together in an upside down V shape. So I just hot glue the top part of the bow on the bottom part of the bow, and that little section that is sticking up at the top, I'm going to fold over and hot glue that down in the back. And now I'm just going to add dovetails to each layer of the ribbon to give the bow a more finished look. I hot glue my bow onto the box, and then I start placing these little mini gold bottle brush trees on the faux cake. I got them from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to place 2 on each of the sides of the middle tier. One of the trees, or the trees in the front, are shorter than the trees in the back, so you can see both of them clearly. Next, I'm going to add these white trees that I also got at Dollar Tree, but last year. I'm not sure if they have them this year or not. I'm going to place them on the top tier to kind of create a little frozen forest. Last year I got a porcelain ballerina because I wanted to create some kind of nutcracker display, and I never used it last year. So this time I'm going to be placing this porcelain ballerina right on the top tier of the faux cake in the middle of the frozen forest. I used a combination of E6000 glue and hot glue to secure the ballerina to the top so she did not fall off. And this is the completed project. It goes perfectly with the Nutcracker theme that I am trying to achieve this Christmas for my daughter's room. And I will be placing my glam nutcracker in front of this faux cake, but you have to watch the decorate with me to see that.